Good morning. Good night last night. Nice and cool. See some stars and stuff actually. And as soon as the sun had set, there were some bats that were all flying around, hanging out up in the trees in this local area. Maybe just 2 to 4 or so. And then right before sunrise, I heard them flying around again. Let's see, we're shooting for like another 15-mile day. Water from here is like 3.5 miles, not too bad. And nobody else came into camp last night, so I was all alone. So that's always good. I like kind of trails with low populations. And I don't know what the difficulty of the terrain looks like. I don't think it's too bad at all. Maybe just the same kind of rolling up and down hills all the way to the Tucson area, I think. We're not going over any crazy mountains or anything this stretch. And today is supposed to be the windy day. It's already getting a little cloudy. Cooler than yesterday. I think like 65 as opposed to 75. Something like that. But strong wind gusts are in the forecast all day. Let's see how crazy it actually gets. A little bit of snow up there still for top of Mount Wrightson. Here's my first water source for the morning. It's a beautiful little stream. I think the next water from here is like 6 miles up is the Kentucky camp. I think it's an old gold mining town from like the late 1800s, early 1900s. That'll be a cool place to chill, maybe have lunch by the time we get there. There's a little info kiosk here at the river crossing I just did. Just talking about the gold at Kentucky camp and a letter from 1903. They had a work crew of 40 people digging a huge ditch and laying pipe just to set everything up before they could even start mining gold. Here's the cost. $200,000 before beginning the actual work in 1903 dollars. Expensive project. I might just be seeing these kiosks all the way up to the camp. That's kind of cool. Stetson's Dam. It's a cool history of this little area. Now it's what this was back in the day. There's the next landmark on the tour, engineering the flow of water. Part of this little canal system thing. Well, the trail's been starting to get a little rocky, but we're in this nice forested area, so it's got some good shade cover from the sun. That's a nice surprise of a little water stream here. I still got plenty to get me to Kentucky camp, a couple more miles yet. Maybe this must be an unseasonable stream, because I don't think it's marked on far out. A little bit of a hill climb here. Here's more of the water channel system for the gold mine, the old piping in the ground. Here's where they made a little bridge for the water pipe to go across. Just down there. Wind's supposed to be windy all through till like midnight. So finding a place for the night that is reasonably wind protected is going to be a challenge, I think. This site's just pointing out that all the mounds and things in the area are all where little gold mines and things were at, as people were digging down trying to find the gold at the bottom of these valleys and washes and stuff. But we are almost to the Kentucky camp. I think it's just a little bit further ahead. Well, I made it to the Kentucky camp. I'm inside one of the original buildings here. There's a couple on the property. Maybe this was like old boarding house or something. I haven't read all the info pamphlets yet. I like the old painted wallpaper or whatever they got here. I think it's just painted on. Looks like some stuff here is original, late 1800s to early 1900s. But I'm just gonna find a place to hang out and have some lunch for a bit, I think. Well, I think I found my lunch spot. There's picnic tables, there's a garbage can right there. Mostly wind protected. There's water running on a little spigot just right there. Just hanging out on the back side of this old building. It's neat seeing how they made it. It's just a big composite of this rubble and mud bricks. Well, I think we're done with our time at the Kentucky camp. A couple of buildings, not much else. So from here, I think I'm looking at doing like another 5 miles or so. I don't know about water sources. There might be some pools to collect from. There might be a water cache in like 7 miles. That might be tomorrow morning. Kind of all depends on where I can find a spot that's moderately wind protected. But I'm packing out a couple of liters, so I should be good for a bit if I don't find any water. The wind gusts are now up to 75. Wind has just been beating me up all afternoon. Well, here we go. I found a place for the night. Enzenberg Canyon. This is where I was aiming for. Found a little tucked in place that is wind protected, so this is awesome. This was the water source that was noted in some comments. These little pools to collect from. I don't think I need to take anything from here though, but there's something available if necessary. I only did like 15 miles as usual, but it was just rough with the wind beating you down all day. And the last couple miles into here was just horrendously rocky and just constant 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts. It would calm down a little bit and then bam, just instantly blast you in the face again, trying to knock you off your feet. The windy conditions are supposed to last through till like midnight, but it's definitely well protected where I'm at. It's not that bad. Tomorrow is supposed to be a much better day, but cold. I think tonight's supposed to get to like down to freezing, and then I can't remember what the high tomorrow is, maybe only like 50 degrees or something like that, but it's not supposed to rain or snow in the forecast, so we'll find out later, I guess. I think I might just sign off on this clip. I think that's gonna do it for today. Still kind of early, it's 3 o'clock something. Probably gonna take a little rest, cook up some dinner later, and then just pass out, try to get some sleep. So thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all in the morning. Good morning. It's right at freezing. And of course it rained last night too, with some mix of snow in there for a couple of hours at some point. It was pretty windy all night. When it died down eventually at some point. I need to dry out the rain fly, I mean. That should not be a problem. I think it's supposed to be mostly sunny, but a cold day today. I don't think the high is going to get above 45 or 50 degrees. But still shooting for like 15-mile day as usual. May have to rely on some water caches today. I don't know if there's too many water sources available. Should be the first cache in just a couple of miles here at a road crossing, and then a second one at another road crossing somewhere else up ahead. Check out all the fresh snow on top of Mount Wrightson. That's ridiculous. 0 snow in the forecast, and it does that overnight. I just made it down to the first water cache. Little storage box here. A couple of gallons left there. I'll take a little bit. I think the next one is about 6 miles up. Should be another one of these with some water in it. I was just thinking how I haven't really seen much wildlife out here this stretch. No deer. No owls or anything. I've heard some owls. Seen smaller birds of various types. One woodpecker. And that's it. Haven't even heard coyotes howling. This place has got to be crawling with coyotes out here somewhere. Well, there's a deer right there. Just a minute later, after I complain about not seeing many wildlife animals. And a second one. We got these rolling hills, up, down, up, down, up, down, all the way to Tucson. Should be there tomorrow, no problem. Somebody down there is popping off rounds. Hopefully nothing gets too close to the trail. The trail kind of winds its way down there. I had enough close encounters out on the CDT with rounds going past me. Well, I'm a couple hours in for the morning. Time to take a sit-down break, dry some stuff out, and have some snacks. It's still pretty chilly out. Cool breeze blowing. Feels like the wind chill is definitely into the 30s. Somebody down there ahead is still shooting guns off. Done with our break, getting back on trail. I think we're less than 2 miles to the upcoming next water cache. And something else I forgot to mention was that for dinner last night I had the freeze-dried meal from the UK company. Fire pot or something like that, I think. It was just okay. It was edible. It was half decent. I give it maybe a 5 out of 10. Just not my cup of tea, as it were, but it was alright. Well, I'm starting to work my way past the groups that were shooting. Sounds like there's a lot of people out here popping off rounds. Somebody's really close, just a couple 100 feet over the rise there. A little too close for comfort, because I don't know what the heck they're shooting at. I like being down in this little ditch a little bit. It puts some earth between me and them. Well, made it to the next water source. A lot of empties in there, but there's a couple of full ones. Maybe 5 or 6 gallons or so, so not bad. I'll make sure I'm topped up here. I think the next water is going to be a little flowing stream about 6 miles further. Some kind of complex down there. I don't know what that is. Requires a lot of power for all the solar panels, though. I'm crossing a little stream here. It's got some algae in it, but it looks clear. It's flowing just a little bit. You could collect from this if you had to. This one I wasn't planning on, though, so I'm going to keep on going to my next water source. A couple more miles yet still. Well, it's about 11:30. I'm getting hungry, so I think it's time for a good sit-down rest break and having some lunch. So we'll be back on trail after a bit. We are done with our lunch break. Next waypoint is going to be 3 miles. We will stop and collect water. That might be the last water source of the day, I think. I haven't shown a close-up of these Ocotillo cactus, but they're all leafy green and very vibrant right now. There's some kind of round object sitting on the ridge across the way there. Looks exactly like a hot air balloon just sitting on there. I'm gonna keep an eye on it for a while. It hasn't been moving, so it's some kind of structure up there. It's just really odd. Oh, made it to the water source. Easily collectible here. Looks fresh enough. It's still super early. It's like 1:30, I think, if that. And I think I'm only like a mile and a half to my intended campsite. So I may just load up here, double check where the next water is ahead, and then just do a couple extra miles for today. We'll see. We're done with our water break. I sat there just resting for a bit. About a mile and a half to my original intended camping site. We'll just push to that far and then take a break and then reassess. I may only go another mile past that or so and then just call it a day. We're in the thick of the cactus now. Prickly pears, Ocotillo, the odd barrel cactus. It's growing in heavy right here. Well, this looks like the spot that comments and far out were mentioning in this location. And I think I will pass on it and move up a little bit further. It's like the one little barren patch right in the middle of this cactus forest. Decent little spot, but I'm gonna move just a mile further. There looks like there might be some more options. Well, I think I made it to my next camping option. It's a nice little field area. It's better than being buried in the middle of the cacti. There's this little cross dirt track though, and there's some off-road vehicles driving up and down the trails, so it might be a little noisy here until after sunset. It's still relatively early, a little after 3 o'clock, 3:15, something like that. I think there was comments in far out that there might be a single Tentsite just a little further up, like a 0.1. So I may go check that out just to see if it's a little more tucked in around the corner somewhere. Well, I found the little single spot for one tent. This will be perfect. It's not too windy, nice and cool, so I don't have to worry about the heat of the sun or anything. And time to get settled in. Well, here we go, all settled in. Still kind of on the early side, 3:45 or so. And just feels good to sit down and take your shoes off and just kind of rest. I may take a nap for a little bit before cooking up some dinner. Tomorrow is town day. We've got 14 miles or so, and I'm getting to the Gabe Zimmerman trailhead, where I'll be picked up by a buddy who lives in Tucson, and staying with him for at least a day or two. Probably leaning towards taking a 0, just because there's no rush on this trail, and a day off the feet is always good. So I think that is it. So thanks for watching, and we will see y'all in the next one.